Are we live?
We are live.
We're live. The podcast vendors are back.
Is that the new nickname? Just if we had a crest or a badge, it would be podcast vendors on there.
Podcast vendors, yeah. It doesn't even make sense, but it's that's what we are now, isn't it? The podcast vendors.
Absolutely.
Special guest with us today as well,
Hello.
Mr. Ben Huggins. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Very much enjoyed the first episode.
That's good.
Delighted to be on and talk about a few things. Yeah, looking forward to it.
That's good news. We first ever guest, and no matter what happens with the podcast now, you will be forever the first guest we had on. How does that make you feel?
That's an honour. If you wanted to get me a plaque, maybe I could put something up. Silver plaque, blue plaque. Maybe I have a blue plaque on my house saying this first guest ever was recorded in this room.
Yeah.
This house. But very excited to be on. Thank you for having me.
Well, welcome. We'll talk a little bit more about why you're on in due course, as I say.
Yeah.
But firstly, I think MC and myself would like to thank everyone for the support, because me personally, I was only expecting probably Mark's mum and dad, my mum and dad, probably brothers, sisters, a couple of downloads. The token, yeah, I'll give it a listen. But the numbers for there's a long way to go, but the numbers have been unreal, to be fair. Like so much support my end, and Mark, we've been sharing some messages this week, haven't we, about some of the messages we've had from people, and I think we're going to ruin some lives here.
Yeah.
You're already starting on mine.
Yeah.
We will bring you down. We will bring you down.
The response has been amazing. Spoken to people that I haven't spoken to in years, have come out the woodwork and said they've listened to it, and potential future guests to come on the pod and talk about their sort of journey. So yeah, thanks to everyone for listening. Episode 2 coming now, and then let the good times roll.
Episode 3.
Funnily enough, straight after.
Huggins, tell us the story about you were saying about Dom.
Yeah, so one of our mutual friends that we've got, I was speaking to him yesterday, and he really enjoyed the first podcast, and like me, collected stickers but hasn't really got into trading cards. He had mentioned that after listening to your podcast, it made him sort of his collective nature was activated after he'd heard that podcast, and then he thought about, should I go out and get some stickers? No, I'll go and get some trading cards. So he's never bought trading cards in his life before, and he said yesterday he went out and spent £150 last week on trading cards, and now he struggles to walk past the shops without going in.
It is
another one dragged down with us.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
But it's strange, isn't it? Because like I'll obviously talk about mine in a bit, but like golf cards, I'm like potentially gonna get into maybe.
Ruin your life with.
Yeah, it's good. I'm like just looking like around the room here. I collect loads of stuff. So things like I've got like an Only Fools and Horses set of stamps on the wall next to me. I've got like some signed vinyls which I sort of collect, some hard rock memorabilia and stuff behind me, and I haven't collected anything for a while. So when I listened to that first podcast that you guys had done, it sort of got me thinking again and brought back triggered a few things in a good way, not a bad way. About like going online and thinking, what could I collect?
I feel that Don possibly a case in point, but he's not the only one. I had a message from do you remember Wadey from Blackington Mill? Dan Wade,
do, yeah.
I had a message from Wadey out of the blue. I mean, I haven't spoken to him for years, but he started sending me a couple of pictures of cards he'd bought just out of the blue through Instagram. But I think there's probably a lot of people out there that want to collect, that probably think, I need a group of people to get in with, to almost, because I suppose to some people it's a bit, like my dad takes a mick a little bit, bit 12-year-old. What are you, 12? No. But
young at heart.
38 actually.
But it's surprising how many people come out the woodwork, and I dare say when I go over in November, there'll be, with the podcast and that, it piqued his interest. You go, let's have a little look at that card. Whoa. What is the 12-year-olds?
Bring him down as well. Bring him down.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
I
But I reckon there's loads. I reckon there's a ton of people who just need someone else to, to get
Yeah,
in
you're
with.
probably right.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, I think
you'll
you're
be
right.
one
Yeah.
of them. You'll be one of them, HJ. When
Yeah, no, it will be one of them. Yeah.
in a minute when we talk about why we've asked you to come on as well. But I've got a story for you boys and the listeners. Emma has absolutely done me this week. Made me look a right tit. So, so Monday, Tuesday, she comes into the lounge and allegedly I'm in a bad mood. She could tell, and she keeps
Doesn't
probing
sound
me.
like you.
What's the matter? Yeah. what's the matter with you? Nothing. She says, I know what's wrong with you. She says, you haven't had a mail day, have you, for a couple of days? And actually it made me laugh. I was trying to maintain the grumpy persona, but it made me laugh. And I said, no, you are right. Actually, I've not had a mail day, and I am in a bad mood, and that is why. Anyway, didn't think much of it. I think it was Thursday, right? I go out to the mailbox. I probably check the mailbox now 3 or 4 times a day. The amount of stuff I've got lined up from eBay. Well, I go out there and there's a package out there, and I'm thinking we're in. So I pick it out, go back in. I didn't notice at the time, but on the package, it's not even a stamp or whatever they call a barcode. I couldn't see the wood for the trees, so all I've got is I've got a package. I go in, open up this package, and as I slide it out, none other than 2 cards from my own personal collection. She's only going to wrap them up, put my address on it, and put them in the post box, isn't she?
Oh, great. Great
She's
work,
absolutely
Emma.
done me.
That is good.
Absolutely done me. But
That is
to
good.
be fair, she was right. I did have a bit of a bag on because I had nothing in the mail, and that did cheer me up.
Fair play to Emma. Is there any doorbell footage of this? That'd be great, isn't there?
I don't have a doorbell over here. Don't even have a normal old school doorbell, actually, to be fair.
May I ask a quick question, please, from someone that's sort of coming into this as sort of new? When you say mail day, is that the day that all the cards arrive at the same time? So you've gone on a particular day the week before and bought a load, and then they'd all arrive at the sort of the same time, or within those 2 days? It's just mail day is just normal post, or
it could be anything really, like anything you bought. Like I also buy quite a bit off eBay, for a little amount, let's say, just in case Emma's listening. Small amount, not much. Or like, which we'll talk about in a bit actually, like with live breaks, because like they tend to maybe send it out once a week, once a fortnight, or something like that. So when you've had like me, again for the benefit of Emma, just a couple of breaks. When they've built up and then they get sent out and they arrive, that is a mail day.
Okay.
But that is an excellent segue, I think they say, into our next spot, which is talk us through your mail days this week. We'll start with MC. What you had?
Well, I had, so as previously discussed, I'm trying to complete the Match Attacks collection for last season. I'm obviously running out a bit of time here because obviously the new season starts next month. So I will probably start the new collection. But I got 3 tins off eBay. I've got Giants. These are Match Attacks extra boxes, box office ballers.
Has that got the female players in as well, is it?
Yeah, the Match Attacks extra updates have got the women's one and then the Invincibles. And yeah, you can see that it's got the Women's Champions League down there. So you've got the women's players in there as well. Really nice. They've all gone into the binder. So I've got you've got the Match Attacks standard range, which comes with a binder if you buy one of the special packs, and then there's a Match Attacks extra binder, which comes out later on in the season, I think, just to have any new signings. I guess it comes out probably around January transfer window, stuff like that. But that for me was a big mail day. Came to work. 3 boxes. I've got them off eBay. Footage to come on TikTok of my breaks for that. But the biggest card I got out of it was an original R9 black edge.
Or
you know the ones I mean, black edge ones.
Yeah, where it's all black and then it's got like the gold strip through it.
Yeah, so
I didn't know they had an R9 one for that.
Yeah, R9 in his Madrid kit. It's probably the best card or my favourite card out of them all. But they're all really good. Like with the tins, what I like getting about the tins is you get 4 cards. So whether it be the Invincibles, you'll get 4 cards that are specific to that tin, and every person that buys that tin will get exactly them 4 cards. And they're like 4 different players. I think Lauren James, Luis Diaz was a really good one, and then you get 4 like baller cards, Kevin De Bruyne, stuff like that, and then giants of the game. I think there was like Paolo Maldini and some other ones, but I really enjoy getting the tins because that actually feels quite nice. Opening a tin and then opening the packet.
Then you can use the tin as well. Everyone's a winner.
Yeah, run out of space actually. Yeah. I've got a little I've got a Kallax next to my vinyl.
Oh yeah, the IKEA.
And it was for vinyls and for like books and music memorabilia. And one of them's been overtaken by tins, by binders, so that hasn't gone unnoticed, obviously, at home.
By the other half.
Yes, by the other half. But so that was a really good mail day. Other than that, I actually picked up Queens of the Game. Let me get it quickly. So these are like an update pack.
Oh yeah, is that like a magazine?
No, it's like just a bit of card. It tells you what other ones they do. But this is the last one that I haven't got. So this is Queens of Europe. So this is the women's update one. So it's match attacks extra and update cards in there. So looking forward to opening that. That wasn't a mail. Nice. I actually bought that in Sainsbury's. And that's all my the mail day was good. 3 tins I was happy with that. But I feel like I'm slowly coming towards the end of this season. So I feel like
definitely. I've been looking at getting like the similar players like in the packs as you open them.
Exactly.
It's a little bit like that with NFL, to be fair. Like especially in the breaks that you keep going because you think you're going to pull an absolute banger, but you end up with like just tons and tons and tons of base cards.
Yeah, keep getting this guy, Adeyemi for Dortmund, great player, but sick of the sight of him.
But that's
may I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
If there's a new season in a sport, does that mean new cards?
Well, that happens every year.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Always a new season.
With the walked into that with the football season starting in next month.
Yeah.
Does that mean there'll be a brand new set of cards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interestingly, I've literally just come off a break with Kiwi Card Collective, who I mentioned last week.
Yeah.
A lot of good support from Nick, actually. A few good messages about the podcast, and he was actually quite keen to listen. So originally, when I said the podcast was out, he said he was going to listen to it the day after. Then messages me saying, couldn't wait, started listening to it, loved it. But I was literally on a break. And what they've done now, because the NFL season hasn't started, and obviously they did the draft a few months back, but the new product or program is the first one that's like ticked over to the new season. So it's called Score. It's a fan's favourite. And it's got all the new rookies in, but they're in their like college uniforms because obviously they haven't played yet. So that's a little example of how it would tick over.
That's a cool collective. I'm going to stop you there because Huggins asked. I don't know if Huggins or other people know what a break is.
Well,
that was my next question. When you'd just finished
what
you're talking about,
Before we come to that, we have rudely not asked Huggins what he's received in his mail day this week. So eagerly looking forward to that.
Mobile phone contracts, and council tax bill.
Not quite as exciting as
not as exciting as you boys, sadly.
Right, swiftly moving on. Oh, I like that. That's good. I mean, do you want to talk about the breaks now, or should we let the listeners know why we've asked Huggins to come on?
We'll start with we'll go Huggins first, then we'll go on to the breaks because I know we want to touch on that and touch on my potential journey into that.
Yeah, because we were chatting Huggins, weren't we? Like a lot of people following the initial podcast, and we were me and Martin discussed stickers because I was saying that when I was younger, that's all I did. I didn't do the cards, and Mark obviously did a few cards, and we had a conversation. And you were very much into the stickers, and that ignited something in you. And then you've got something to tell us about the golf as well. So
I have. So I don't have a lot of experience in terms of actual trading cards, but I do remember something, Mark, you mentioned on the first podcast, which was, do you remember like the cards had the caricatures on them with like the cartoon massive heads, and I remember that's it. Do they still exist?
So I think looking into them, I think they only did it for 3 seasons or 3 series of cards.
Yeah.
I think it was 96, 95 or 96, and then maybe 95, 96, 97 or 96, 97, 98. And then they stopped making them. They were cool cards. They were, like you said, they were.
And that was probably the first experience I had actually collecting cards rather than stickers. The only other experience was probably Pokemon cards when we were all at school and getting the different Pokemons and like the shiny ones and things like that. But I sadly don't have them anymore. They'd probably be worth quite a lot of money now, but I don't have those anymore. But in terms of what I used to collect, I've got upstairs in the loft somewhere probably I think 5 complete albums from like 95 to 2000. Used to absolutely love collecting them, swapping them at school. It was like a real buzz in the playground when you used to go along and swap someone's shiny. You had one there that was a team that you needed to complete. Gary Neville's still one that haunts me to this day, sadly. Every time I see the bloke's face, and obviously, which is quite a lot given his podcasts and other ventures, but still need now Gary Neville's sticker. And me and Mark were looking at this on the train yesterday about actually you can buy them on eBay even from 95 now.
Really?
I needed Gary Neville's sticker to complete my sticker album. And obviously, I suppose now it's a strange thing, isn't it? Because like with trading cards and stickers, I'm guessing it's easier to get the ones that you want now than it was back then. Because obviously, you used to send off, didn't you, to like a shop? It was like the Panini Superstore, wherever that was.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the North Pole, the Panini Superstore. And you used to send away for ticket for like, I think you had to get down to 50 from memory, and then you could send off. And I had 50 left, and I sent off, and they did not send me Gary Neville back.
Still didn't have a Gary Neville, did they?
Yeah, but there it was. I was envelope, looked everywhere for it, never to be seen, and everyone seemed to have it in their collection at school, but never had a swap for it. Never had another one, so I never got it. So it still haunts me to this day.
It's something you might need to take out.
Paul McGrath for me.
Yeah, I will take up a
was what I can get.
Paul McGrath, yeah,
so that was a tough one.
From that sort of my insight into it is like with trading cards is limited, but I can resonate because of the stickers and like how good it was, and the buzz of getting them, and even in the mid 2000s, I think whenever the Euros was in Spain or whenever Spain won it, I collected that. So I went back to the stickers again and collected them all, and worked out that it's quite a lot of money. It's quite a lot of money to when you work it all out by the time you've got everything. But I still love doing it, and like hearing you boys about these cards. I've got next to me, like you were saying, Mark, I've got a folder with all of my concert tickets in it, and I am fairly confident that is suddenly going to get filled up with different cards because it's absolutely perfect. I think that's what it was made for originally. Little sleeves to put in and protect them.
We had a conversation, Huggins, about there's a while back when you were talking about the cards, and I was saying that me and Marta got into it. We were talking about you potentially collecting golf because you've always been a golfer, not a very good one. Sorry.
Well, that's putting it kindly.
But you started getting right back into golf, you said, and
I did.
Little observation you made at a recent golf event that you went to.
Yeah. So I've fallen out of love with football ever so slightly, and I've got more back into golf. So watching golf, watching series on golf, and luckily last year I went to Royal Troon and managed to watch the Open, which was amazing. When I was at the Open, and this was probably about the time you were both getting into the cards, I think. Justin Rose was on the 18th hole, big grandstand. He putted a really long putt, and it was like it's all gone up, it's erupted because it kept him in contention for the last day. And I was in the stand as he came into the pavilion at Troon, and there's loads of kids holding things down. And as I walked out the grandstand and walked past the kids, Justin Rose was there signing all things for the kids, which was great to see. But the things that they were handing down to him were trading cards, and that's when I started saying to you, I didn't even think they do golf trading cards. I don't know why. I thought it would be a sport that wouldn't do them. So when
the
you
golf ones
said
are
to
quite
me,
nice, to be fair.
yeah, when you said to me, Coombe, about like you can get a Bryson shiny and stuff like that, I thought, oh, hang on a minute, I could get into these cards.
Yeah,
No, you will.
But you exercised restraint, didn't you? And at the time,
Yes.
you could see what I was trying to do, but you
Yes,
you
and
know, once that door's open, you're
I know,
in a lot of trouble.
I know. That's I see in the local Morrisons that Martin have run by us has got quite an extensive selection of cards and stickers, isn't it, on the way out?
They
And
sell
I
golf
still,
clubs.
even before you did this podcast, before you're into cards, I still scan that section just as like an automatic thing from
What's new?
when I was younger, from my youth. I always just like my eyes just sort of drift over to that section, the different colours, the different packets, the different,
So yeah, going into that Morrison's, that was
yeah.
where I probably that's where my Match Attax addiction started.
Was it? Yeah,
All
there's
of
a
it
lot. There's a lot there.
had a big range, and as you probably know now, if you go in there isn't an awful lot left.
No, there's not.
I cleaned them out. Cleaned them out.
There's not.
I kept getting tin after tin every day, popping in to get something for lunch. And
Do you know, Mark? I went in there about a week ago, and I've noticed they've actually moved them now as well.
yeah,
And I thought, yeah, he's been in here.
Yeah, because they've been watching him on security cam, haven't they? And gone, let's get him somewhere else.
oh yeah, I really did clean them out. Because they had such a good range, and obviously I was quite late to get in this season's Match Attax collection, but they had near enough a lot of what I saw like online. So I'd treat myself like every other day. Clean them out. None
Pop
left.
into some washing up liquid.
Yeah. Yeah, do you need some milk on the way home? You do need some milk. Yeah, I'll pick it out, don't worry.
It's been 3 hours.
What does Hannah think of all this, Mark, from your end?
She, funny enough, I don't know if I sent you the picture, but we had dinner outside the other night because it was really nice weather, and I was tidying up, and she put on the YouTube episode and was watching it.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Oh,
you did send me that, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Came out. She was watching it, and she was listening to it. So I let her. I carried on tidying up, and I came back out, and I was like, "You enjoyed the episode?" And she went, $85 for one card. And I went, don't take that as gospel. That's not every card's not $85. I thought you'd done me
exaggerated it for the podcast.
I thought that was it. No. Game over. I thought the tins were getting chucked out, the binders gone.
Yeah. That's one thing we've got to be mindful of on here, isn't it? Like some prices will be false.
Yeah.
You boys have got to be careful because you'll end up with those tins will end up in the garage with screws in them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I am thinking of moving. I've said to Coombe, I might set up like a brake section in the garage. Obviously, I can't do it in here because that'd be overtaking the home. But I might set it up in the garage. I'm going to put like a Subutio cloth down, put like some tins around and like a little brake area, and it'll be up away from wandering eyes and bins.
Yeah.
Apart from when you need to park the car in the garage.
Yeah. But she was enjoying it. She didn't watch all of it, but she just wanted to watch a bit of it. But yeah, what did she say to me? She went, I said, how much would you sort of be happy with me spending on our card? I have a guess. How much do you think she said?
£1.
That was a bit high.
10.
All right.
Oh, that's fair play.
£20, she said, and I was like, okay.
What? How often though?
Didn't ask. Ask me no
Technicality. You've got a
questions. I'll
loophole.
tell you no lies.
You've got a loophole.
That's all you need for now.
No,
You got the ammunition.
Yeah.
Straight to the phone.
That, I think, for the second time today, is a good segue into breaks. I think resonate was the word last week. I think segue is the word this week.
Yeah, segues.
Learning the podcast lingo.
Yeah. Well, did you say you've just come off a break?
I've literally come off a break, with KCC. For the score, which we spoke about before, which is the new. I think the official term for this probably won't mean a lot to Huggins, but at the minute in NFL, Panini have the license, so Tops / Fanatics still do cards, but they don't have the badge on and stuff like that. They're getting the deal next year, I think. But Panini then have like these different. I think they're called programs. I think they are, but I'll just say product for now. So you have like Panini Score, Panini Prism, Panini Mosaic. They're just like a different range of cards. So these are Score. They are probably the cheapest ones, but I believe they're a fan's favourite because they're just cheap, they're fun, and obviously it's the first product or program for when it's clicked over. So you've got like the Seahawks rookies in 2024 were not the best. That's putting it politely. But there's some decent ones this year. So I've been in the break looking for the Milrow card. Got a couple of base cards, which have been quite good. Go on.
When you say the range of cards that don't have the logos on it or the advertising, just reminds me of Pro Evo. You know, Pro Evo when he didn't have like the correct names, Manchester Red and Kevin. Kevin
Manchester Red that you could play at the Tradbrick Stadium.
Yeah. was it Millbrook as well? It was like Bolton or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Merseyside.
Misleading because you'd think that was Middlesbrough, but
yeah,
Bolton. Lost my train of thought now. Thanks for that.
Sorry about that. You're talking about breaks, college.
Yes, breaks. Yes, but for Huggins' benefit, breaks basically you pay if it's like an NFL, they'll say like how many boxes they're breaking, might be different programs or whatever, and then usually they're like pick your own team, so that each team will be priced based on like what you're likely to pull out, and I guess a lot of it's driven by the rookies, like who the hot rookies are. Seahawks this year have been quite cheap, but you then buy a team or multiple teams, or for Emma's benefit, just one team. Cheapest team, always the cheapest team. And then once they filled it, they'll go live, so you see them like basically open the boxes, and then say like I've bought Seahawks. Any Seahawks card that comes out is your card.
Okay.
But because the hobby boxes. So, I mean, I don't know how long we got here because this could get complicated. But your retail stuff is like usually cheaper, but you can still get absolute bangers, but you're less likely to. Whereas your hobby stuff, there's less space, and you're looking at inserts and numbered autos, that type of thing. But some of the boxes, like the cost is like off the scale.
Oh yeah, hundreds.
Yeah. Like one of my favourites over here is Panini Obsidian. But I think if I remember correctly, it's 5 cards in a box and it's $400, so it's like £200. For the English listeners, not got the conversion for our American friends, but or euros. But yeah,
you're gonna have to start doing them once your listeners listen to this fan.
I'll get a live link to Travelex up on air. But yeah, like £200. I think it's 5 cards. I mean, you do the maths. But that's what you're talking, and that's probably not the most expensive. But yeah, so like when you go into breaks, that's your best opportunity, I think, or you cheat, or a way of like not having to buy the whole box and not getting something you want. But obviously, the trade-off is that particularly in your boxes that have got 5 cards. Well, there's 32 teams in the NFL. So again, do the maths. You know, even if each card was a separate team, that's a lot of teams missing out. So you could pay, like, in theory, you could, buy one of the big teams and not get nothing. But we were saying,
have you bought? Dare I ask if you bought one of these packs?
Oh, many a time.
Might want to tell me after the podcast, but
yeah. Well, a funny story actually. In the early days, when let's say when I had it under control, the addiction, there was a break for Obsidian actually, and Emma every now and again would say, for whatever reason, I think she liked the name. She's like, "Oh, I have Chicago Bears," and so I'd pay, like, I'd make her transfer me the money, like there was no freebies. I'm not playing that game. But we go on to this Obsidian break, right? I had, like, I don't see, or she had Bears, and in a 5-card break, she pulls out 2 Bears. A Caleb Williams, like Atomic Initials, and it's still to this day probably one of my favourite cards, and I don't even own it. And something else, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, what are the odds of that? But yeah, she's had a bit of luck on. I think she's over the since January. She's probably done like 3 or 4 breaks, and she's actually pulled some nice cards. But I think now where I've gone a bit hardcore, I think she doesn't get too involved. Just send me a message. Calm down.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, but yeah, like, that's generally, without boring people, that's generally like how the breaks works. But I'm keen because MC, you've not done a break yet, have you? And you were saying on the last one that you. I mean, have you eyed any breakers up in the UK? Are you gonna pull the pin? Is it, or whatever the saying is? You're
figuring that.
You're gonna go for it.
So yeah, unknown territory for me. I obviously know what they are, and I've seen them, live. There's quite a lot of on TikTok. There's a lot of break pages, I guess you'd say. So they message all of their followers, and they say there's a break going live in an hour, and then when it gets to that hour, they send the actual, like, link to the live break. So I've been having quite a lot of them. They've been happening more and more frequently recently. So I reckon I will take the plunge at some point. I'll have to find
plunge. That's it. That's what I was looking for.
I'll have to find sort of. I guess you probably get comfortable doing it with the same people, or is that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, I just use 2. But like I said to you last week, if I did actually just on a one-off do one with someone else, but I just thought, it's dangerous, and that would be the tip I'd give you. Or if we can bring Huggins down, that's the tip I'd give Huggins as well. Is just use 1 or 2 because it's so addictive.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, like we spoke on the first episode, the adrenaline rush of firstly opening a pack and seeing what you get, but then for someone else to do it, knowing that you paid to get that team or whatever, is a whole different ball game for me. So
it's the build up as well, though.
Yes, anticipation. Exactly.
Yeah, and the mind wanders as well. You convince yourself that you're going to get an absolute welding.
Yeah, and that's a lottery, isn't it? I guess. On that note, thanks for 300 followers now on TikTok. So
nice.
That was
great.
That was good. So yeah, I reckon the break will come soon, and hopefully, I'll obviously go for Liverpool. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Usually popular though. I find all the football banter over the years. I mean, we've had it as well between us, but Liverpool are the most popular team. End of. Like, even over here, as soon as a Liverpool card goes up on the group, bang, it's gone. Everyone else, City, United, they all linger about. It's there's no 2 ways about it. I think with Liverpool, you'll have to be quick. Is all I'll say.
Thanks for your advice.
Top advice, that, isn't it?
It is. I'll keep you posted, and hopefully, on the next episode, potentially I'll have some news for you.
Oh, nice. Question for you then. I'm actually going to start with you, HJ, because I know all this said that you one thing that we were going to discuss today is I put it down as what's your biggest card in your PC, but that's quite a very subjective question, isn't it? Like, because there's a lot of factors. So my question is actually going to be, what is your favourite card you own? And I know for a fact, HJ, that you do own a card. Talk us through it.
I do, and it's thanks to you as well for sending over to me. I only own one card, so that would be my favourite card in this particular instance. If you ask me in a few,
took you some time to
if you ask me in a few
consider.
podcasts time, might be a different answer. But you very kindly sent me to try and entice me into the game. A Danny Welbeck signed card.
I did.
Which is a shiny as well.
It is a shiny, yeah.
It's lovely. It's lovely, and I have to say, it's got the mind wandering now. Obviously, I'm a Brighton fan, so it's very nice of you to send it over when you spotted it. And I look to get some more. I've had my eye on some others. Don't worry about that. Once I've got the misunderstanding with eBay sorted out, then I'll be back on that. and it was a misunderstanding.
It's still banned though.
I've been banned for about 8 years now. Yeah.
What did you get? I remember this, but I can't remember what you got.
I honestly can't remember, but it was a dispute about it was a dispute about what I'd sent. Or I don't know, something got lost. I honestly can't remember. Whatever it was not deliberate. Sadly,
we'll keep
the authorities didn't vote my way, and I was banned.
You can only apologise to your victim, can't you?
Yeah, I can only apologise, whoever he or she is. It's I think, and this is the starting bit for me of recovery, is apologising.
Yeah.
So if eBay are listening, I would love my account back, and we can move forward.
As our mate in Manchester said, let's let bygones be bygones.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that nice. MC, go on and talk us through it. Your favourite card?
Yeah, a couple spring to mind. The Kevin Keegan auto I bought off eBay.
Recently posted on Insta.
Yeah, posted that on Insta. That's probably up there because it's just a cool card. It's like retro, obviously signed. That's what I was looking for when I first started. That signed or relic cards. So that or my Van Dyke relic that we posted as well. I think to 99. So when we say relic, Huggins, just it's a bit of like match worn shirt. It's integrated into the card.
Okay, I remember talking to you both about this. When I first heard the word relic, you probably laugh at this. I assumed you meant as in a fossils in a really old player. That's what I thought you meant.
I mean, Kevin Keegan could
Kevin Keegan is an absolute relic, but
absolute relic.
But yeah, that's good to know. I remember I'm talking to you about because I didn't know anything about from speaking to you both about the bits of boot, like you were talking about the last one about Vardy's boot and the bits of like Trent's shirt woven in. I think you've got Mark as well. So yeah, it's interesting to know about all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Also known as like mem cards for like memorabilia, so memorabilia cards. And you get with I haven't actually got one here to show you, but with the rookies in NFL, I've been learning the lingo for the last 6 months. But what you're looking for is an RPA, a rookie patch auto. That's the creme de month. That's what you want. a nice patch, and then I tell you what's funny is you're then looking at you get your basic RPAs, which will be like a sticker auto where it's on a sticker and stuck onto the card. You want it to be a rookie, and then you might get like a single patch where it's just like let's say it's purple. It might just be a little bit of purple fabric. The dream is that you have an on-card auto, so the auto's on the card. It's a rookie, and then the patch is like, I don't know, the NFL shield. It might be a Nike tick or like 4 layers of patch. So then you're looking at color matches, like if the border or part of the card's the same color as the shirt. You're looking at shirt number matches. It's I say murky. It's complicated.
It's a minefield.
It is.
Do you get quite good? Quick question I had. Sorry to interject. You know, when you were saying about different layers, do you have like almost 3D cards? I remember old trading cards used to have like the player used to come away from the card, if that made sense. It's like
hollow.
you have to feel along it. It does that.
Yeah, I've got a Michael Jordan hollow actually, which is the only NBA card I got because I don't really like NBA. Probably delete that out of the podcast. I said that really.
You say that I've got
not to alienate our basketball friends. I love it. Absolutely love it. That was just an error.
Well, to our American friends, I actually have a NBA binder of cards from like the late 90s. So that was another collection that I've got. Might touch on that at a later point, but yeah. But there's a really good Jordan card that I saw on a documentary, and it is, you know, on a basketball jersey they have like the NBA player,
like the logo man.
So three of them from each of his winning seasons when they won the division or the league, all on one card, 1-1, and it went for like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I think that was sold with Golden Auctions, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
You know, have you seen that documentary on?
Yeah, that's what I saw on
Netflix. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Tim Golden.
Yeah. Get him on the pod.
Get him on the podcast. Yeah. Well, you never know. You never know. He might be chomping at the bit to come on to a few more episodes. Get a phone call from his people.
Oh yes.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We've got Huggins on this week, so you'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Set the bar high.
A few more celebrities in.
Yeah. My funny enough, my favourite card is one that Emma coincidentally decided to package and send to me, as told at the start. But is this Jackson Smith and Jigba Rookie Kings?
Very nice.
Yeah. It's a lovely card. It's what they call a case hit. So like when it was pulled, it was not the most expensive card. I think that was how much I paid for that really? Maybe $50, something like
that. That means 100.
Yeah.
I won't say whether that was NZ dollars or US dollars.
Yeah, what currency are we talking?
Exactly, yeah, irrelevant.
Not for us to say.
But yeah, no, I like that card. It's a good one, yeah. And when I think I said this on the last one, but when I buy from eBay, I usually get them graded already, because you are paying for that delivery as well. So I think if they're graded, you're saving your money sending them off again. So yeah, that's definitely the highlight. But interesting question. This is probably more for you, MC, than Huggins, considering you got one card. But I've got a funny question. I don't know if I put this on what we had planned for the podcast today, but when I went to the Wellington card show, I was speaking to a guy who collects. I think he was a Pokemon collector, and we was having this interesting conversation about how you store or display or whatever your cards, and we were talking about because for me, I have it in like it looks like a box that you might have the big red button in or something, or the codes, you know. But I put all my cards in there, and I was saying to him, it's weird because, like, you know, like the card I just showed you, I love the card so much, but then a lot of the time they're just sat in a box under the bed. So I said to him, like, you know, what does he do? And I was quite interested, and I think I'm going to ask this to everyone who comes on the podcast, is what they actually do, because is it the knowing that you've got the cards somewhere that is that enough, or what? Because I know people that put them on display and they constantly want to look at them. For me, I like to have a nice shower, put a bit of music on, pour myself a glass of red.
We're still talking about the cards here.
And then I spend a little alone time with the cards. I get the box out. I have a little look at them. but like, yeah, I'm like, genuinely, I'm really curious as to, because it's weird, because it's something that actually makes me laugh. Because for me, I think it's a bit of both. Like, there's certain cards I want in my collection, and I think there's a part where I know that they're in my collection that makes me happy. Yeah. But I do like to get them out regularly. The cards, that is. And I'll have a look at them and whatnot. Whatever else I do with them, that's between me and the cards. But yeah, you've mentioned binders a few times.
Yeah, binders are probably my go-to, and obviously because I'm obviously collecting match attacks, but then all the sort of Liverpool ones that I've collected separately are all in like penny sleeves, top loaders.
Yeah.
It's then where do I store them? Because at the moment they're just in tins, all these tins everywhere. But yeah, I am looking to buy something like what you've got, something that actually stores it, like some sort of, not a folder, but like I don't know, what would you call it? Like a briefcase almost?
Bomb-proof box, I think.
Better add.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine it's quite nice to sit down. I'm just trying to resonate with like when I had stickers when I was younger, but sometimes you just like to sit down and go through and look at what you got, I guess, don't you? Rather than just have them collected in a tin or a box.
Yeah. 100%. I can't wait for when I come back in November to England to go. I've got a box. I think it's at my dad's got a garage at a different house. I can't remember if it's there or whether it's at their house, but I've got a box of old. This is a different conversation, but old programs from football games.
I've got a lot of programs in the loft here. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but my sticker books are in there, so I'm hoping that they're in one piece. So I'm looking forward to that. That will. I see it on some of these places.
The box I've got in the loft here is exactly as you've described. It's got old programs in it and sticker albums. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't know if you've seen them, but there's like pages on social media, like nostalgia pages, and that those Premier League sticker books come up quite a bit. And honestly,
yes, I do follow one of those on X. Yeah, I've seen that. They're good.
But when you see like the pages and the front cover, like some chemicals get released because the nostalgia's real, isn't it? Like when you look at it, like straight away you're back to like when your mum and dad got you stickers and stuff like that, and how important it was to you. But
they're all back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those. But so you're at the minute then, Mark. You're a more of a binder man.
Yeah, currently speaking, I'm sort of more. The majority of what I buy is going straight into either of the binders that I've got. But yeah, looking to invest in something a bit more, not for the match attacks, but for like my personal collection, something a bit more presentable, should we say, or sturdy.
Definitely, yeah. Planned purchases this week?
Planned purchases this week?
You're targeting?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like I'm in a bit of a. I feel like I'm coming towards the end of buying as many of these tins. I'm literally, there's no more I don't think that I can get. So I was looking up, there's a website where you can swap cards, like basically to complete your collection. So that's what I'll probably look to do.
What about that Maestro card, the Jude Bellingham? Is it Maestro? Isn't that like the pinnacle of match attacks?
Yeah, there's that and the Messi GOAT one as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be looking to complete like the base set and then maybe look at eBay to finish off.
Messi GOAT sounds like some sort of weird animal card. A Messi GOAT.
It's got a goat on it. There is a picture of a goat on it.
There is actually a goat. I think I've seen that. Yeah, like horns, isn't it? Like on the top bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah.
So purchase wise, I'll be looking to do that and then maybe deep dive into eBay a little bit. Because I want to try. I want to try and get some players from this winning season that's just happened for Liverpool. Maybe even see how many rest in peace Diogo Jota cards are floating about.
Yeah. That was a shock, wasn't it? Like no matter who you support, like, obviously we're Liverpool fans. But yeah, it's a weird one, that wasn't it, this week?
Yeah, big shock.
I couldn't believe it when it came off my phone. I had to reread it about 10 times.
Yeah.
I can't think of like any a player of that age in like his prime in football that's like had no illness and has just suddenly died. It really doesn't happen very often, does it? It's horrible.
No. It's definitely a weird one. It'll be interesting as more comes out about it because obviously I was saying about the tyre and stuff like that. But that's just I thought one of my mates over here messaged me. Sometimes online when you get like clickbait and stuff like that, and you see some horrible headlines, and you just think, people are trying to.
Yeah.
And then he messaged me, and I thought that as well. And I was like, that can't be right.
No.
But I think all three of us have seen him play, haven't we? Because you've seen him at the Amex a lot.
I've seen him absolutely destroy Brighton. Sadly for Wolves, he scored. Definitely scored 2. I wonder if he scored a hat trick for Wolves.
Yeah,
Amex a few years ago. But yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah,
Because he'd never go, if you played him 5 games in a row, he'd never go 5 games without scoring. He'd always chip in with something, and he's a great finisher as well. Very sharp.
What I found this year with Liverpool and in previous years is that like a lot of teams will go with a low block because they know how dominant Liverpool are, and then at times it frustrates Liverpool. And I remember like if he wasn't on the pitch, when you've got someone playing like pretty much every player back, I'd always want Jota to come on because I don't think there was anyone better than him. Sort of playing against defences who are playing a low block in those tight spaces and stuff like that.
Gives you something a bit different as well. Was his last game at the Amex, Jota? I'm guessing it might have been.
No, because the last game was at home, wasn't it? For the trophy.
His last away game it would have been. I'm trying to think if he played, and I can't remember if he played or not. I can't remember if he was injured.
But definitely a weird one. Yeah,
terrible.
Let's go from there.
What's next on the agenda, Chief?
What's next on the agenda? That's it. Planned purchases for me. I've got a couple. One or two.
Why are you holding up a sign saying 12?
I've just bought a. I think I mentioned this in the last one, like a Geno Smith Dreamweaver card, which is numbered to 4. And then I'm also bidding. I think it finishes tomorrow. It's a 7-day auction on the same card, but for one of the rookies, AJ Barner. So they're my only planned purchases this week.
We believe you.
Although I think my personal budget's down to about $1.32, so a bit restricted this month. Yeah, but yeah, looking forward to those turning up.
Very nice.
Yeah, Huggins. So I think the question that would get you on in the future is what happens now. Are you going to be drawn in? Are you going to do a Dom, who I'm very keen off the back of this story to get on this podcast?
You should get him on, be a good guest. It very much depends on whether I resolve the misunderstanding with eBay, is my answer to that.
Leave that with me.
I think that makes it easier, doesn't it? I'm assuming, being able to buy
especially
things.
in the UK, it's tricky over here.
It's a bit like I'm trying to. When me and Martin were talking yesterday about it, it's a bit like Vinted over here. The clothes thing, you end up, and again going back to collecting things like football tops, for example, and things like that. I'll just go on there and I end up buying 5 football tops. I never wear them. Just keep them in the cupboard. Just nice to look for every now and then, and I might wear it occasionally, but don't. I don't really wear them that much, but it's definitely something it's golf that intrigues me more. I was lucky enough to go to Wimbledon on Thursday this week, and tennis would be a good one, I think, as well, but I would be less keen on that. It's golf that's really got me. There's
some
got
nice
me thinking.
colour blast cards with golf that look really, really good, because obviously you've got the club in it as well.
Yeah.
I think they make some good images. But yeah, no, that'll be interesting to see if
I'll keep you both posted. Yeah.
Please do.
All right, boys. This leads me to a couple of new features we were discussing. I think as we move along, a little bit like yourself, I think our guests, we want to bring on people where they got a different hobby. So yeah, this is a card show, but we want to respect other hobbies. Interested to see what people collect and stuff like that, where it's linked to what we do. So that's something we've been talking about. And something else, I'm going to mention this on the podcast rather than the planning room or whatever you want to call it. But what I was thinking, and unfortunately this is probably going to come a show too late for you, HJ. But what I'm thinking is, when we bring on a guest, we buy a between us, Mark, we'd buy like a blaster box of cards or something, and then we'd do a break on the podcast where we split it with the guest.
Wow.
Yeah. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Shame you was on this week, isn't it? Tom's at home rubbing his hands together, isn't he?
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. Cheers, boys. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'll just watch the rest of the guests get amazing cards going forward. Don't worry about
Couple
me.
of colour blasts.
Oh yeah, there will be. Yeah.
But that's definitely a new feature.
That'll entice people to watch the YouTube as well as listen to
exactly
to actually physically see the cards as well, won't it?
Yeah, but for tonight's podcast and possibly alternately between me and you, Mark, I've got a little quiz for you, little 5-question quiz.
Love that.
It's a mixture of a couple of things we've talked about tonight, which I had to squeeze in, see if you've been listening. And just a couple of random questions. It's just 5 questions. I don't want to bore people, but let's get straight into it. Question number 1. According to Jay from the In-Betweeners, it's topical this. What does golf stand for?
I can remember this as he's destroying the flower beds with that golf club.
No, I don't know. Is it then? It could be.
No, I'm not going to get it. But is the G great?
No.
O is old, isn't it? So old?
No,
it's
outdoor.
Not.
The O is outdoor.
No. I can't
my mind's wandering, but yeah, go
on. Gay outdoor lifestyle with fellas. Oh god! So we're level going into question 2. Question number 2
aimed at me because I was interested in getting golf carts.
Exactly, topical. I've tried to make you feel welcome.
Thank you. It's done just that. Thank you.
Yeah. Number 2. Which Panini program or product features the signed insert penmanship?
As in which?
Silence for the people out there. We've not gone off there.
Which
2 blank faces.
Penmanship is NFL.
Penmanship. It's signed insert. It's not even necessarily NFL. I mean, I'm surprised Huggins doesn't know this, considering that his one and only card says penmanship on the top of it. But
does it?
Yeah. Clueless. Yeah.
Wait, when you ask that question, it's like a question on University Challenge. The question. I don't know if the question's like. I don't know if the answer's a number, a name. I've got no idea.
No, it's a name. It's a word.
Okay.
I think it's a club, a name of a club in Brighton as well. Maybe, could be wrong. 2 blank faces. Prism. There it is. 1-0. Prism. Is that a club? A club in Brighton? I've heard.
Still there on the seafront. Is it closed? I can't remember.
No, I don't know. Let's move on. I don't know if maybe I could have cocked this one right up. But how much have I paid for my Dreamweaver Geno Smith card that I mentioned probably 5 minutes ago?
$50.
Correct.
Sorry,
what I should have said is how much have I claimed to pay for it?
Didn't know if it was a buzzer.
$5. What currency? Yeah. After 3 questions, 2-1. Question number 4. We've mentioned this tonight. Name the Panini program that released its first 2025 lineup rookies this week. Mention this about 3 times. What's the name of the product?
Score.
Correct. That gives you the win, I think, MC. So I think we'll leave the last question. I think that's giving you the win. 3-1 with 1 question to go. So
well played.
Thanks very much.
And you heard HJ doesn't even know the name of his own card.
No, I've got a lot to learn.
You've got a lot to learn. Yeah. Good effort though.
Are we going to do a quiz every week? I could do a quiz for next episode.
I think that's best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. just a bit of a laugh. Definitely should have changed that question though. Not how much did I pay, how much did I claim to pay.
I think going forward, all of the questions will be how much did we claim to, rather than
exactly,
how much did we actually pay.
Yeah. On show
and then I'll
3,
message you separately and I'll ask you how much you actually paid for it.
Yeah. On show 3, Martin said he paid $28. So how much did he really pay? Definitely. That's good fun. Looking at the list for the show, we are left with one thing, which is just a little update on the playlist. Both updated. I don't get any stats actually on Apple, like how many people. I tried to have a look today, how many people downloaded it to see if it's something that people are interested. But like we were saying last week, we made the new playlist based off the last 12 posts on Instagram, which is good.
What sort? Who have we got in the playlist at the moment, Coon?
Put me on the spot there, haven't you?
A little bit.
Hold on a minute. I strictly told you, do not ask me what's on the playlist.
Well, there's 12.
We've got.
Yeah.
What do you want, a track by track blow?
Just a general gist of who's on it.
We've got a Funky Men, James Brown.
Love that.
We've got White. I'll tell you, this is an interesting one actually. White Horse by Chris Stapleton. This is the one I spoke to you about because the first line of it, which I don't think I can play for legal reasons.
Get sued.
For the first line, I quite like the opening line. We need a little bit of a tune, don't we, at the front of the podcast, which you'll endeavour to introduce at some stage. But The first line was, "This love is getting kind of dangerous. It feels just like a loaded gun." And I thought that is this hobby, isn't it?
It's the loaded gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I put that on one of the posts and the playlist. We've got the Boys of Summer, Don Henley, the Foo Fighters, U2, Pearl Jam, the Beatles. I think that was on that might have been on your Kevin Keegan post actually. I might have used that on there. Yeah. Did you see Oasis paid a tribute to Jota, didn't they?
I did. I saw Ozzy Osbourne did as well last night, didn't he?
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's been some good ones.
Ever gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice touch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Good to see.
Yeah.
I think then that is as much as I've had a really good time on this podcast tonight, and I want to carry on. But we're on. We've probably outstayed our welcome now.
Broke the hour mark. That's
yeah.
Well,
we initially planned, didn't we, to do one a fortnight, but talks are ongoing onto the frequency, so we'll see what the feedback is.
Yeah, I mean weekly at the moment seems to be quite a good would be a good frequency of episodes, isn't it? Once a week. But
as someone that's come on as a guest as well, obviously really like what you're doing. I think you're bringing like a lot of joy to people, a lot of nostalgia and things like that. I think weekly
you're not coming back next week, Huggins. Doesn't matter what you say.
Oh, I've kept the next few Sundays free.
We'll be on the studio doing the podcast. It'll keep popping up. Huggins has entered the room. Reject. Go away. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, I think a lot of people would like to hear them weekly, and yeah, loads of people have said positive things. So yeah, keep going, keep doing it. It's good.
Oh, nice one.
Thanks for your kind words, Joe.
Oh no, thank you for having me on. Delighted to come on. And if you ever wanted me to come on again, and at some stage, and I'll next week, and I'll I'll update you on how my cards are going. I'll pay more attention to them, and I hopefully can join in your chats about mail days and things at some stage.
Talks will progress this week. You'll come on next week, not as a guest, but as like an expert, giving you a script. Just say this.
Yes.
start was actually having a look at that card that I gave you. So
I will start with that. Yeah. Good place to
All right,
start.
then, boys. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Cheers.
We'll catch up again soon.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for listening.
See ya. Ta-da.
Cheers.
Cheers.